Hello folks, Mason Rothman here with Project Geo, and we are visiting the Recorded Future booth today with Alex Walker, and he's going to give us a short demo of what they are presenting here at the GEOINT 2017 conference. Alex, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Recorded Future is a real-time threat intelligence provider. So we're drawing from hundreds of thousands of different sources all across the internet, and that's anything from social media, mainstream news, to some more sensitive sources like deep and dark web, as well as code repositories and paste sites. And what we're trying to do here is give the analyst one platform for open source information to really know if someone comes to them, a superior or their team, to say, what do we know about this particular threat? We can quickly and succinctly find out, what are all those elements, what are the critical contexts to understanding those threats and being able to hopefully react to them. So one of the things that we're seeing here is we're looking at a number of different references to different regions in the world and events in the world. And they're being ranked based on the number of references.
Now, is this real time? Is this going on?
So everything that's happening, we keep collecting these sources in real time, and the scoring that you'll see on that page is also adjusting in real time.
Okay, yeah. So what do the colors and the scores mean here exactly?
Sure. So essentially, we kind of have this threat level scale of red being sort of the most critical or most of note, and then as it goes more into orange and yellow, into more of a medium or a sort of lower level of interest. So if we take a look at, for example, what's happening with a number of references to Las Vegas. And so one of the things that's happened recently.
Did something big happen in Las Vegas?
So there was an Islamic State video that was released where they specifically targeted Las Vegas or talked about targeting casinos in Las Vegas.
I was out of the loop until Recorded Future just told me. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate that.
So there have been a number of references to this video, and certainly in the wake of also ISIS perhaps inspired attacks in Manchester, England, and London. People are interested in when could these things happen, especially in the United States. So what we're looking at here is a timeline showing a number of references, and we're seeing spikes in those references as well. And then we're actually seeing the posts themselves. So Twitter users talking and mainstream reporting talking about references to this ISIS video in conjunction with potential attacks on Las Vegas.
How would you tie into predictive analysis? Let's say that you have something it's that season, it's that time of the year whenever the terrorists come back out of the caves and start the spring offensive.
Spring in Afghanistan,
but it's other predictable things like that. Not necessarily holidays, but like indicators are indicating you see patterns, and then can you build that into that somehow or access that?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I think there would certainly be ways to look at certainly seeing trending in.
Because I saw the timeline, and I was just wondering if it said 360 days, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years,
right.
If it said something like that and you saw it every few years, or if that could be built into a script even, right? To say, hey, that'd probably be the best way to do it.
So I think there would definitely be ways to track things across time and look at trends ultimately. That would definitely be a use case.
So what keywords is it going for in this particular instance to get?
Sure. So we recognize we've built in a bunch of keywords to pull out entities from all these different pieces of data that we're getting in real time, and so we're looking at different types of threats. One of our big use cases is within the cyber area. So we're looking at pieces of malware, malicious IPs, things like that. But in the geopolitical realm, we're looking at things specifically, identified as terror or attack, things like that, or associated with Islamic State or Al Qaeda or Islamic extremism. So all those kind of things are working together to get posts that are relevant to multiple one of those things. And then one of the other things that we're looking at here is anything that is an entity within Recorded Future is going to be bolded. And so if we want to focus in on only events related to, let's say, the Islamic State, then we can search on those things. So
how is that built in? How does that work exactly? What triggers that? makes that happen exactly? Is it just okay? So this one, for instance, says terrace. This one, a white hill.
Right. So sometimes it could be a reference to potentially a location,
right? Or something that's mentioned more than once. Or,
yeah.
Okay.
And then so those entities are both, part of it is the machine learning that we've trained it to recognize those keywords.
Right.
Another thing is human analysts on the other end looking at things that are important, kind of separating some of the wheat from the chaff to see things that are actually mentioned to that, and maybe some of the false positives.
So Alex, you're saying the good news is we're going to still need analysts.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
so humans definitely don't go away in this process, and I think that's one of the most important things to note about this company too, is that we have a number of intelligence professionals who are former IC who are really working to make this the best tool possible for analysts, and it's a tool built by analysts for analysts. I use it every day, and so we try to make it as easy, succinct, and correct as we can.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Alex, and answering some few questions and showing us a great demo of Recorded Future. I'm Mason Rothman, and we're here at GEOINT 2017. See you soon.